Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas, and today we're talking about the 3 rounds of the draft so far.
Yeah, and then we're going to specifically focus in on Chargers picks number 17 and number 79. What an amazing Thursday and Friday, and we'll get into some of that here in a bit.
Yes.
Let me just remind everybody that this is a hobby. We are not experts, and we will stay away from hot takes. And with that, let's take a look at the 2022 NFL Draft. This is round 1, picks 1 through 16. So trying to set up as the Chargers got on the clock, who was gone,
Yes.
what positions had gone, and where things were.
And at the end, we'll go more in detail with the rest of the draft.
Correct. And so on the screen now, and we'll walk through this pretty quickly. Jaguars took Trayvon Walker. Lions went Hutchinson. Texans went corner, Derek Stingley. Jets corner, Sauce Gardner. Giants edge, Kayvon Thibodeau. Panthers at number 6 taking Ikem Ekwonu. He was the first tackle off the board, followed by the Giants going tackle Evan Neal. Falcons taking the first wide receiver, Drake London. Seahawks, taking that last of the top 3 offensive tackles, if you will, Charles Cross. And then after the Jets took wide receiver Garrett Wilson, we had a little bit of excitement, right?
Trades out the wazoo.
Trades out the wazoo. Saints go wide receiver Chris Olave. Lions in a big move up from 32 to take Jamison Williams at number 12. Eagles jump the Ravens for Jordan Davis. Ravens go Kyle Hamilton, stopping his slide. Texans take the first guard, Kenyon Green, off the board. And the Commanders come in with wide receiver 5 at this point, Jahan Dotson from Penn State. And after the Amazon delivery, we're back here recording.
Commercial break.
A little commercial break, peek behind the scenes, if you will. Jahan Dotson, wide receiver, went Penn State, so that made 5 wide receivers.
5 wide receivers.
0 quarterbacks. At this point in the draft, a couple things of note. The New York teams
Really drafted well.
really solid picks. The Jets went Sauce Gardner.
Especially the Jets trading up for that.
Yeah, but it picked 17 here. They have Sauce Gardner. They have Garrett Wilson. The Giants get Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, really helping out both sides of the ball for both teams in New York.
Yes.
Obviously, the run on wide receivers was exciting. The Lions moving up, not only getting Aiden Hutchinson, who's going to sell jerseys and put people in seats,
but
Jamison Williams added to that offense is amazing. 20 picks, trading with the Vikings, who are in the same division. Amazing. Awesome.
I did mass hysteria, cats and dogs living together.
Little Ghostbusters reference there for everyone.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's where we are in this thing. No quarterbacks have gone, but now the Chargers are at pick number 17, and we've shown this before several times. How do you prioritize these needs on a team that is pretty solid, has some holes here and there? And so it was up to Tom Telesco and Brandon Staley and the team.
This will probably be the last time we show that.
Yeah. Well, I think I have it towards the end, but as we said before, we're looking, or when I say we thought that the Chargers would be looking, that
Pro Bowler type.
That day one starter, who is going to be a long-term answer. At pick 17, then, spoiler alert if you look down at the 5th position there, but at right tackle you had offensive tackle number 4, Trevor Penning. Interior defensive lineman number 2, Devontae Wyatt.
Yes.
Edge 4, Jermaine Johnson. Linebacker 1, Quay Walker. Kenyon Green had been a guard that went off the board. You still had Zion Johnson as the second guard. CB3, Trent McDuffie. Tight end 1. A little early for tight ends here.
A little bit early.
Trey McBride. Safety 2, Daxton Hill. Wide receiver 6, Traylon Burks. RB1, Brees Hall. So obviously, the top of this list. Better
A little
values.
early for running backs, though.
Yeah, definitely early for running backs. And ultimately, they turned the card in pretty quickly.
I mean, didn't even show the clock on ESPN.
And in the press conferences, when you hear Tom Telesco talk and Brendan Staley,
They were talking about best player available.
Thought he would be here. Not interested really in trading back, and really, who could blame him?
With the Cowboys being,
if you got a Zion Johnson on the board,
you pick him.
there's no sense in waiting around seeing if he's there. So, they went ahead and took right guard in the press conference. Lots of people were moving him to left guard, move Matt Filer here or there. But it was pretty clear they want to place him at right guard. Keep Matt Filer and Rashawn Slater on the same side.
Yes.
And then basically said that if they had to play tomorrow,
They
feel
comfortable
they have 2 players on their board, on their roster.
on the roster that they feel comfortable with.
Having picked Zion Johnson. So, who is Zion Johnson? So, he's a guard out of Boston College. You see his mock draftable here.
Very good spider web.
Yeah, I mean, outside of height, and this is compared to offensive linemen, tackles, and everyone, height is the only thing where he does not fill in the spider web. 6'2" and 5/8 inches.
Hands.
312 pounds, 34-inch arms, 10 and 5/8 inch hands. Just massive.
Mitts.
Yeah, big mitts. And then the other thing that really jumps out at you is the bench. 32 reps, 225 pounds with 34-inch arms.
Really good. Now he can also open up running lanes.
Yeah, very balanced pass protection and run game.
Run defense.
Yeah.
Would you call it run defense?
Yeah, the run game and
The run game.
and then the guys at Draft Network, Joe Marino, ideal role. He listed as a starting guard. Saw him in a zone run scheme. And the comment that stuck out is, Johnson is a smart and physical blocker with consistent technique.
Someone to protect Justin Herbert.
In the pass game. And like I told you earlier, or mentioned earlier, if you put the words smart, physical, and consistent together.
Yes. I mean, that's a good play.
That's a pretty good foundation piece for the Chargers offensive line.
For the offensive line. Yeah.
So it's clear, they had identified right guard as a position. They liked Zion Johnson at the Senior Bowl and playing in a pro system, and in the interviews, and his backstory of paying for college at Davidson, then transferring to Boston College, and it was pretty funny that Zion Johnson talked about playing against Chase Young in high school when Zion weighed 225 pounds and was playing right tackle.
Yes.
So
very versatile.
Yeah, much more developed product than he was in high school, late bloomer, if you will. But really think the Chargers got a good one here. If you look at the RAS score, just another measurable, look here. He gets an overall score of 9.75 at, Kentley Platts at MathBomb RAS football. The only thing here in red is height. Once again, not surprising. Weight is yellow in the 68th percentile at 314 for guards. And now that he's in an NFL team and weight program and no, I don't think there's any issue with his anchor, so I don't know what adding additional weight's really going to do, but he shows up yellow here.
Yes. I mean...
And then you just see all the greens and the word elite and great associated. And
that sounds like a Pro Bowler to me.
Yeah, this looks like a Pro Bowler in the making. So really excited to have added Zion Johnson on day one at pick 17. Really filling a need, protect Justin Herbert, all that good stuff.
Trevor Penning went
2 picks later to New Orleans, and
so
we wish him the best of luck.
We wish him the best of luck.
All his future endeavors.
We sound like WWE at this point.
But yeah, I mean, Zion was our guy. They prioritized him over
Trevor Penning.
Over Trevor Penning in those other spots. So
yeah.
All right, with that, we'll take a look at round 3. We're not going to go through each pick between 17 and 79.
Cleo Mack was our second round pick.
Yeah, and so and Tom Telesco mentioned in his press conference that he actually put the Cleo Mack card up on the board, and he kind of joked around with one of the beat reporters for the Chargers that it's the oldest and most expensive draft pick he's ever had in his career. So
yes,
that would be the selection of Khalil Mack in round number 2, if you will. But here we are at round 3, pick 79
from the Bears too.
Sure,
drafted someone from the Bears,
and really. A name that I hadn't followed too closely in the draft process. Safety J.T. Woods out of Baylor. He's
a fast person.
Yeah.
He has a track background.
He does have a track background. And he is very fast. A lot of prospects out of that Baylor defense with...
going into the second round.
Yeah. His running partner at safety was taken, very early in the second round. But here, J.T. Woods goes at pick 79. I mean, when you look at this outside of weight and hand size...
he pretty much fills...
He's filling up his spider web pretty well.
Well, yeah.
And, just looks like an elite athlete. Some of the highlights that they showed, a playmaker on defense. Everybody's going after these playmakers on offense. It's kind of nice to see.
A playmaker on defense.
Yeah, and led the nation, I think, with 6 interceptions this year. And if he gets his hands on the ball...
he's taking it away. And a house call.
Yeah, likely taking it to the house. He is fast.
Yeah.
Back to his measurables here on Mock Draftable, 6'2" and an 1/8. So tall for a safety. 195 pounds, so a little bit on the light side when it comes to safeties. Probably more corner weight there than safety weight. Arm length, 32 3/8 inches in a DB. That's nice. That's nice to have.
So basically a safety playing corner.
a corner play, a corner build playing safety,
Yes.
and then you get down to the three lines that just jump off the chart: 4.3, 640, 40-inch vert, 128 inches in the broad jump, elite.
Elite.
I mean, that is an elite athlete. Track guy running hurdles at Baylor, a nationally recognized track program, playing football for 4 years, 5 years, I think.
How
I'll have
many?
to go back and take a look.
I don't know how many years. We'll get better at
Yeah, we'll take a look.
taking a look.
Ideal role: a safety in two high schemes, and scheme fit. We're not sure, 2-man undercover 2 or cover 4. Not really important, but interesting during the press conferences.
Yes.
Talking about JT Woods, both Tom Telesco and Brendan Staley, just talking about getting a good DB in the room, and then flexibility, versatility.
Derwin
James, J.C. Jackson, Asante Samuel,
Junior.
Nasir Adderley, and Staley, mentioning running 5 and 6 DBs. So, I mean, he talks a lot about Derwin James, Nasir Adderley, and J.T. Woods playing safety, but also being slot capable and having the ability to come down and play that star, that money
Money
role,
down.
that money role.
Third down.
Yeah, but he's talking about the position in the defense, the money position, in coming down, and coverage ability against tight ends and slots, and just.
And it seems like the league is moving to too high safety.
Yeah, so
to defend against Patrick Mahomes.
Correct.
And Josh Allen and this quarterback.
So here you
generation.
get a chance to have 2 high safeties with JT Woods and Nasir Adderley, and move Derwin James around. So you're playing both types of safety coverage. That traditional free and strong, and 2 high safeties, all potentially all in the same scheme and lineup.
And that's going to confuse the offense of the opposing team.
Which is the goal, right? You got to get those guys off their reads and their keys and keep them guessing.
Yes.
Once again, we're going to show you the RAS score here from Kentley Platt at MathBomb RAS football. This is JT Woods, strong safety. This scale goes from 0 to 10, and he comes in at a 9.43. As you see here on the screen, there's a couple reds. That would be in the weight, his weight, and in the bench. In an NFL program, I'm assuming that weight's going to take care of itself. And then he has some yellows under the shuttle and the 3-cone, but they're in the yellow and they're marked as good. The rest is elite, as we talked about before. The 40-yard, the 20 split, the 10 split, the vertical, the broad. My guess is if he was elite shuttle and 3-cone,
he would be playing
outside corner.
But
potentially some tightness in the hips or whatever leads to running slightly, slower or good. Shuttle and 3-cone, probably what's puts him at safety. The good part is he's now a Los Angeles Charger.
Yes.
And just a chess piece for Brandon Staley.
To move around.
Yeah, on that defense.
With
the pass rush up front, Cleo Mack, Joey Bosa. and then on the back end, that coverage and turnover capability. Late breaking news. I don't know if this is. It seems as though there's been a trade with the Chargers have moved up from 7th round picks 254 and 255 and get a 2023 6th round pick. So there you go. Not an exciting trade, but a lot at that back end that probably,
Yes.
yeah, probably rather have a 6th rounder next year than 2 7ths this year. But not exciting breaking news, but breaking news nonetheless.
Did we get the pick this year too?
Nope. So on this screen, these 2 picks have materialized into a
6th
pick.
round.
254 and 255 have materialized into a 2023 6th rounder. But so these are this is what the Chargers have done so far at that pick number 17, Zion Johnson for right guard. Pick 79, safety JT Woods. Here we had 8. I think we're down to 6 picks left today. Where do the Chargers prioritize? We're not going to get into that. Too much speculation, but yes. Right tackle, defensive line, edge, linebacker, tight end. Do they add another DB to that room, or do they have enough now with JT Woods? Do they add to the wide receiver room and that always elusive RB2, if you will? But that's where we are. We'll take a look at the fall of the quarterbacks in this class and in an upcoming episode. We're not going to get into that today.
Video.
But any final thoughts from your side on round 1 and then potentially round 2 and 3?
So I think there was a lot of trades.
A lot of trades.
More than last year.
We kind of joked around that Greeny was a little on ESPN coverage was a number of drafts tracker. I mean, he was
Trade
always
tracker.
keeping us up. Yeah, he was a great trade tracker, letting us know exactly how many trades had been made in that respective round. Awesome coverage.
And also
#analysis.
#analysis. And also, not to get into the quarterback thing now, but someone also said on ESPN that if the league spoke by their actions about the quarterback class.
Yeah, Louis Riddick was saying the league letting the QB 2, 3, and 4 fall to the 3rd round was kind of what they thought about this quarterback class.
But you did get Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett did go in the 1st round to the Steelers, but any other thoughts?
None.
All right. So with that, let's get out of here and go see what's going on with the 3rd day of the draft. Do us a favor. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe at Chargers Outside Zone. On Twitter, you can find us as at LAC Outside Zone. And then feel free to email us, chargersoutsidezone@gmail.com. We're going to do an episode every Tuesday and Saturday. This is a father-son hobby podcast, and just trying to get content out into the world about the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Goodbye.
See you on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday.